Sonic Spinball for the Game Gear. I'm not a huge fan of Sonic Spinball as it is. I know it's an innovative idea, but I just never was really a huge fan of it. And the Game Gear version is like 10 times worse than the Genesis version. I know for an 8-bit console, it's actually not too bad, but it's just not very fun to play. I never really liked it very much, and yeah. Sonic Drift 2 for the Sega Game Gear. This is definitely an upgrade from the original Sonic Drift, and this one was actually readily available so that anybody could play it in the world. It was released all over the world. But I'm still not a huge fan of it. This could possibly just because when I got into racing games, it was more in the 3D era, and these are kind of really clunky. There are a lot more characters in this game, and I mean, it has its moments. It is sort of fun. The tracks are a lot better this time, and there's actually a lot more variety. So it's actually, like, as you can see in this track right here, there's a big difference. And it's kind of interesting because each track in like the Grand Prix mode kind of leads into the next track, so that's kind of cool. But all in all, I still don't think it's very good. Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance. This was Sonic's second attempt at a fighting game. It's definitely better than Sonic the Fighters, but I still don't like it. It really, once again, it comes down to a bunch of button mashing. You're just hitting the one button all over and over again. You can kind of jump around, and that kind of adds a little bit of diversity to the gameplay, especially with the higher level ground. But other than that, it's still pretty much just a button mashing game. I do like the look of the 3D stages. It's really kind of like a upgraded, old school kind of type feel to it. So, I mean, the sprites are modern, but I do kind of like the reworked backgrounds. The single player campaign is dull. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I never actually tried like multiplayer with other people, and I've actually heard the critics say that that's one of the strong points of the game. But in conclusion, I feel it's just a button masher. It's the 3D wonder of the Sega Genesis. Look at that wonderful 3D animation. It was good for the time, but I mean, honestly, it's Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Genesis. This game was disappointing. I remember when I was a kid, I had a friend who was like, "Oh, I've got the Sonic game. It's in 3D," and I was like, "Oh wow, I really want to try that." And I had never been able to get it on the Genesis, so I eventually ended up getting it, the PC version of it, several years later. And I played it, and I thought it was okay. But looking back on it a little bit, this game is just kind of a mess. It's incredibly hard to control. And just the idea, I knew even when I was a kid. When I was originally playing it, I was like trying to get to the end, but I saw that ring there, and I find out, oh, that's actually not how you progress through the game. It's actually you have to beat the badniks and get the flickies out of them. Just kind of really stupid. Who knows why they did that? And Sonic moves really fast in this like 2.5 isometric view, and it's just really kind of hard to control where he goes sometimes. It is fun when you're like running on a straightaway going really fast, but because of the hard to control aspect of it, it's very hard to actually platform in this, and they try to integrate the platforming into it. And also, some of the slopes and level design is just weird. As you can see right here, I like can hardly get up this thing. It's just kind of ridiculous. I do have to say that a pro of the game is that, especially for a 16-bit title, this game looks really, really nice. Granted, the ground is always just a variation of blocks, and this is an example of how horrible the platforming is. Look at how precise they make that platforming, and you make one little mistake, and down you go, all the way down. This is like the second to last level, all the way down, and you gotta start that part all over again. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine for the Sega Genesis. This I was hesitant to actually even include on the list because it's not really a Sonic game. It's more of a puzzle game. And I think I kind of rated it low just because I really stink at it. Because it's actually a really well-made puzzle game. But, yeah, I am really, really bad at this game. I'll even admit my younger sister beats me at it. That's how bad I am at this game. So there's probably a little prejudice in this ranking just because I'm bad at this game. This game I don't like much at all. Not because it plays poorly, but because it's not original at all. It's Sonic the Hedgehog Pocket Adventure for the Neo Geo Color handheld system. The problem with this game is that it's not original at all. I mean, take a look at this level. Does this level look familiar at all? No, how about this one? And this was only in 1998, so I mean, Sonic was not even 10 years old yet, and it's already ripping him off. And this level, Casino Night Zone, with the Gumball stage from Sonic 3's music. That's all they were doing, was basically using the same, like, layouts and designs and everything. The levels were slightly different, but yeah, they're basically just changing the music and the level names and the layout a little bit. And they give them dumb names like Gigantic Angel. What the heck is with Gigantic Angel? That is a dumb name. It's a mix between Metropolis and Scrap Brain Zone, and the best name you can come up with is Gigantic Angel? That just is shameful. But yeah, this game, it plays well, like I said, but the unoriginality is bad. Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic's first arcade outing. This game featured an interesting control scheme. It was a trackball and a jump button. And the game has very nice presentation, as you can see right there. And it was released only in Japan. So everything's narrated in Japanese, and this game is so over the top. There's yelling like every 2 seconds, so it makes it quite humorous to play just with how over the top this game is. The game is actually quite fun when you're running on a straightaway because you can pick up a lot of speed, and yeah, there's usually things chasing you, and it's kind of enthralling, just that sense of excitement with it. However, when you're not going straight, this game is like impossible to control, especially when they add platforming sections in. When I was playing this, I died so many times. I had a code where I was able to just keep getting new lives, but if I was putting quarters into this thing, I would be absolutely 100% frustrated. And the game has an incredibly ridiculous part at the end. It's so unforgiving. Dr. Robotnik basically hits the self-destruct button, and you've got 20 seconds to get out of there. If you don't get out of there, it's a game over for you, and it's very hard to maneuver that. And this game included Ray the Flying Squirrel and Mighty the Armadillo. Mighty was in Knuckles' Chaotix, but besides that, they weren't in anything else. You were gonna play as Sonic if you were playing this game.